Calm. Yeah, we're live, boy. We're live. What,
Yes.
what is going on anyway, fam? What you
Yeah,
saying?
I'm good. What are you saying?
Bro, I'm
I'm
alright.
I'm treating you.
It's just, it is what it is, innit, bro? Like, man's just here. That man's
Yeah,
just here. That's all I can say, bro. Like, the days are going by, innit? Like, they're all just merging into one.
yeah. Mad. It's almost halfway through the year now. It's
Bro, yeah, don't even say that. It's true. It's me, fam.
crazy.
Fam,
Crazy.
yeah, we're halfway through the year. That's actually
Yeah.
frightening, fam.
Halfway through the year, and do you know what? It felt like a lot longer than what? 8 weeks? How long's it been? 7 weeks?
Yeah, been about 8 weeks, bro. Like, man, just been in my yard for like 8 weeks, fam, and it's unbelievable. Like, when you think about it, yeah, like the year's gonna be done by the time, and there still won't be, we won't be back to normality even
Yeah,
then.
yeah. I've seen you on road a few times, though, innit? You're walking about. You're catching the steps. You're getting the steps in for the day.
Yeah, bro. Like, I went for like it was like a 10 mile walk or something like that. That was like, I think that was a couple weeks ago now. Yeah, I went for like a 10 mile walk because I just needed it for my sanity, bro. I
For
just
real.
needed fresh air, and I
Nah,
just
you need
needed to
it.
be outside while the sun was out in it, because like it's important. It's important to get sun, bro. It's
You
important
start
to get sun.
appreciating the small things, innit? The trees and
Bro,
that.
everything, bro, nature. Like, I was walking past trees and that, smelling the trees and like, bro, like, we're human beings. We're not meant to be like locked up. Do you know what I'm saying? So,
Mm.
like, I was just enjoying it, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So yeah,
real.
man, super. It was super good to be outside. Got the exercise in, and I'm hearing that gyms ain't gonna be open till at least October. So there's gonna be a lot more exercise like that.
Boy, if there's no gyms open to October, that means cinemas, none of that stuff's opening till then.
Nope,
That's
nope,
the
nope,
whole year.
nope, nope, nope. You know what I mean? No gyms, man. Especially so because of that. Yeah, no chance, bro. I've got to keep the exercise in. I'm still training at home, and I'm gonna buy myself a bike, and then I'm just gonna be cycling around, bro. Like, do like 20k or something on the bike, because I love cycling anyway, bro. It's important for
Yeah,
my mental health. I need to exercise, bro.
100%, 100%.
You been
Yeah,
getting out much anyway?
yeah, man. I've been doing some run. Well, obviously for me, in the last 18 months anyway, I've been running. But in the last couple of months, particularly, I've been running 2-3 times a week.
Yeah,
Um,
come on,
and
that's
I, I
enough.
was actually I was actually preparing for, obviously, as you as you heard from Banter, we were going to be doing a half marathon this summer,
Yeah,
innit?
I heard about that. I heard about that.
Mainly is banter for Jay, in it,
Yeah,
because for him to push that half marathon and that.
bro.
But yeah, it would have been my first marathon. Obviously, I don't know if they're still gonna try and knock it back a couple of months, but like, for me, it's obviously, I know you feel the same. When it comes to fitness, like, it's so important to keep your cardio
Yeah,
up
yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
I mean, and to keep that stamina going, because obviously the gym can, away from treadmills, obviously the weights can do so much, and that's important, but it can only
Yeah.
do so much, and you need to make sure your legs are still working from
And
time.
your heart as well, bro. People forget, yeah, your heart is a muscle, bro. You have to keep training your heart, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Just like every other muscle, if you don't use it, it will weaken. Do you know what I mean? So you have to use it
Mm,
to its capacity. So, like, I always make
mm.
sure I'm getting some cardio in, and that's why I like boxing and that. So
Yeah, for
yeah,
real.
like it's important, bro.
So,
Like,
so what's happening with your boxing then? What's going on with that? Is it
bro,
gonna?
imagine my fight was meant to be the 3rd of May. It got pushed back to the 3rd of May, and then the 3rd of May just went past, and still nothing. I will still be fighting once all of this is done. Like, I need to do it for my mental health.
Is the other guy piping back up? What's his name?
Hey, you know what it is, yeah? I think he, like, till Twitter got rid of his account, they deactivated him.
Oh,
They
is it?
deactivated, yeah, Twitter deactivated him because he's just a troll. I think Twitter just got wind of what he was doing, and terminated his account. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
haven't heard anything from him, but like, I just enjoy fighting, innit? Like, it's something I've done since I was young anyway. So it's something that's good for me mentally.
Yeah.
I just feel like every human being, like, we have an animal instinct in it, like, and
Mm,
we need some sort of release in it, and
mm.
if you don't get that release, then it manifests itself in your life in other ways, bro. The reason why I'm such a calm person in life, like, people, like, I'm passionate but I'm calm, bro. You can't rattle me. Do you know what I'm saying? I have my opinion, and people think, oh, he's angry. I'm never angry, bro. I'm always calm.
Yeah.
Always calm. Even when I'm getting my point across, I'm still
Yeah, because
calm.
people might think you're the most angry, you're the maddest guy in the world.
But this is it. But it's just, bro, it's passion, bro. I believe in what I say, innit? So it's passion. It's not anger, bro. Like, it's very hard to get me angry. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's just one of them things where my release is when I'm fighting and that. That's my release. Do you know what I mean? And then I'm calm generally in life. Some people are just genuinely angry and want to fight everyone and everything in life. And that's because they're not channeling their energy properly. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, for real.
I like to break it up, man.
Yeah. And obviously this lockdown's no better time to even think about things like that, you know, because right now we're in a position where people can't move around too much. They can't do too many different things. And to be honest, like you said, like there's a lot of things that's going wrong with the death toll, all of this. But of course, there's things that are going up as well, like probably domestic violence. All of this madness is happening because people are taking their anger out in the wrong places. Do you know what I mean? People are going into doing crazy things. And to be honest with you, once this lockdown's done, like I've said before, boy, there's going to be some crazy stories coming out. I'm sure people are just going to go wild. People are going to go wild, but I'm sure that's another conversation for another day, you know.
Trust me. Yeah, but yo, onto the big topic though, especially with this football thing. And this is, you know what it is with me, yeah. I say loads of things in football, yeah, and it always raises eyebrows. And then later on down the line, I'm waiting for my apologies, and it never comes, innit? I remember the other day, someone clipped up something I said about Sir Alex Ferguson, yeah, about him not being a master tactician, and everyone was like,
whoa.
And everyone was like, oh, what do you mean he's not no master tactician? This, that, and the other is blasphemy. And you know what it was, yeah? The context of the conversation was somebody said to me, as a top football manager, do you have to be a top tactician, or do you have to be, if you're a top tactician or you're a top man manager, like where's the line in it? And I said that Sir Alex Ferguson was a much better man manager than he was a tactician. And then you have someone like Van Gaal, who's a much better tactician than he is man manager. Do you know what I'm saying? And you have to find a balance there. People don't seem to realize that Sir Alex Ferguson tactically was not no tactical genius. He wasn't, bro. Like, a lot of the stuff he does was pretty straightforward. 4-4-2, and then away from home, you fling Parker Fletcher in the engine room for extra legs, and you sacrifice a striker.
100%.
Like, bro, that's not tactical genius, bro. That's just like, yo, we need some extra legs here, and we're in there. And Bearman were like, oh, that's blasphemy. But then Big Giggs came out the other day and said, Van Gaal come in, yeah, and he's way more tactical than Sir Alex. Rooney said that LVG's the best coach that he ever worked with. So these men are just reinforcing what I said anyway. But
you know, but you know what? With that though, that's the thing. And even Sir Alex Ferguson with man management, he was good at getting the most out of players. But
that's
still,
it. But that's not the same as changing formation.
100%.
In the
bro,
it's not Mourinho, Herrera, right centre back, and a man marked Hazard. When did Ferguson ever do that?
100%. And you know what? I'm starting to question as well. This is said in the wrong way about Ferguson. Yeah, is how much was that guy even liked? I don't hear almost almost no player say nice. They just say he's a great manager. No one says. No one says, because you know with this level of okay, Pep, Klopp, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
Wenger, they talk how much they love him.
Yeah, but no one says that.
No one likes it. Bro, and think about how many bust ups man had.
Bro,
Andy Cole,
Cristiano Ronaldo says he was like a dad to me, yeah. David Beckham don't acknowledge his relationship with Sir Alex Ferguson at all. He's just like, yeah, he was a great manager. That's it. Never says, right, I liked him, he was nice. Nothing. You never hear that from any players. Roy Keane said he's a pagan. Bearman don't actually like him. But you know what's amazing, yeah? Like, managers like him, yeah, when you're winning, it don't matter. You don't have to like them. It's the same with Jose. Like, even Matic said, when you're winning, Jose is an amazing person to be around. And when you're losing, you just don't even want to see, man.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, that's just what it is. When you're winning, it doesn't really matter. Do you know what I mean? And if you look at what Ronaldo said he's like a second father to me. that's more about the man management and the relationship and the bond that they had. Do you know what I mean? That ain't nothing to do with tactics, bro. If you look at how when people speak about Mourinho, they say John Terry said Mourinho knew how many yellow cards you were on. He knew the strength and weaknesses of all the other teams. No one speaks about Ferguson like that because that wasn't who he was.
It's true.
He was the ultimate man manager. He wasn't the guy that said, you know what, that defender's on 3 yellows, on 2 yellows, he's gonna like boom, run at him or tell him put Drogba to stay down and wind man up. Like, that wasn't Ferguson. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's all right to see the differences in different managers. It's not. It doesn't make Fergie any less great, than this guy and that guy because he managed differently. There's not one right way to manage. But what you're seeing in football now is the new coaches, the new managers are coaches now. Do you know what I mean? The old managers weren't necessarily coaches. They had number 2s that were more involved on the training ground. Pochettino's a coach. Klopp's a coach. Guardiola's a coach. Then when you look at all these new coaches, I think probably in the Premier League, Arsene Wenger was the first.
How many old school managers do you think there is left in the Premier League?
Only Jose Mourinho.
What about someone like
Sam Allardyce?
Sean Dyche?
No, but even Sean Dyche is a coach because his teams have a very distinct way of playing. Even Sam Allardyce's teams have a very distinct way of playing. Do you see what I mean? You look at Sheffield United, very distinct way of playing. That's a coach there and a manager. Do you see what I'm saying? There's no, like, you know what you're going to get. Do you know what I'm saying? So in new football now, you're seeing the emergence of more system players as opposed to individually brilliant players. That's why you could argue that the previous generation of players were actually better.
Yeah.
Because they weren't system players. They were just ballers. Now you've got players, no disrespect to I rate Gini Wijnaldum. He's a very good player. But when you look at Liverpool's midfield, that 3 in midfield, the system have a lot to do with the fact that Jordan Henderson and Wijnaldum could be in the same midfield and they're not a mid-table team.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's true.
Bro.
True.
That's a mid-table midfield without Fabinho. Do you know what I'm saying? It is. Like, if you're honest. Do you know what I mean? So, like, now, now tacticians and shapes are actually molding teams, whereas back in the day, you just had wavy ballers, bro. Look at Bolton with Anelka, Okocha, all them, man. That wasn't no system. That was bare bad man in the team.
That was just ballers. 100%.
I mean, you can't tell me Sam Allardyce coached them man to Europe. He just bought the right players.
Yeah, for real.
You know what I mean? So, like, different eras, different types of football. There's different types of managers. Oli.
Well, what do you think this era? Do you think this era is weaker then in terms of?
Of course, bro. Let's just look at Chelsea, innit? And like, for instance, these men had Hernan Crespo, flipping Didier Drogba, Diego Costa. Now they got Tammy Abraham. Do you know what I mean? Look at Manchester United. Man had gunman like Ruud van Nistelrooy, Robin van Persie. Them man there, the man had Lukaku, blood. And then Lukaku. That's an instant, like. Bro, Lukaku's not even better than Louis Saha, blood. It's just that Saha couldn't stay fit.
It's true.
Do you know what I mean?
Like, now the new normal, like you said, innit? Now it's just normal to have them sort of players. Do you know what I mean? It's not like, do you know what I mean? There's no, and you know what? The same thing goes with the defense. Like I said, with respect, but now Harry Maguire is one of the best centre backs in the world.
Bro, Harry Maguire is not even Cahill levels, really.
I'm saying. But Harry Maguire 15 years ago, where would he be? Do you know what I'm saying?
Harry Maguire, imagine if Harry Maguire come through with Terry, Ferdinand, Campbell, King, all them, man wouldn't be talking about Harry Maguire. He's in the mid-table somewhere. Yeah,
but now he's captain. Do you know what I'm saying?
Captain of Manchester United, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? This generation, is more about the system and the athlete, innit? And it stopped being about the overall ability of players. Like Mason Mount, compare him to Frank Lampard, it's laughable.
But also, on that note, obviously, of everything you've been talking about for the last couple of months, and I know I've been saying it as well, another factor is also about the personality of the baller. Because I feel the personality of the likes of Pogba, Ozil, who I have a lot more respect for now than I did a couple of years ago, them players now, because of the way that they are, now they're not favoured. Do you know what I'm saying? Whereas if you're a model professional like Rashford, Harry Maguire, which we always talk about, they're model professionals. So because of them, that means the media loves them instantly. The average fan base loves them because they're not polarizing. No one hates them for no reason. Do you get what I mean? And then the people like Ozil and players like Ozil and Pogba, because their ability 15 years ago, what they're doing now is not controversial, but now it's controversial because it's 2020. You can't do that.
It's media. Yeah, because you know what? It's funny when you get people like Graham Souness coming out criticizing Pogba, when he was off his face drunk and all of these things during his career. Like, you see the likes of the Kings and that
they kind of fosters every night in that.
Yeah, they talk about what man do off the pitch, and these man, they were hugging pints, bro, in the pub. Like, literally, like, man had 4 or 5 pints lined up, and these men were out here getting pissed, like the night before games and stuff like that. Tony Adams was coming into training actually drunk, but none of this was on camera. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So because of that, these men are getting scrutinized to levels that other people just wouldn't be, bro. And it's unfortunate, to be completely honest, but it comes with the territory, bro. Do you know what I mean? It comes with the absolute territory of...
It happens, innit? Like I said, I was watching... Exactly, I was watching. I don't know if you've seen it. Kind of off topic. I watched that that Netflix documentary, The Last Dance, about Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing, and it's like you're gonna always get these players who, because they're so good, they do one small thing and it blows up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But through time, all of these great players, whether it's great athletes, doesn't matter what sport you're talking about, you're gonna get these moments where they act different to the normal person. Do you know what I'm saying? They act different to the average footballer, but they're not average. That's it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And look at their ability instead of everything else. But it is what it is, isn't it? There's nothing you can do about the Pogba situation.
There's nothing you can do about any of this, innit? But people need to realize how much the media influence people's opinions on players, whether it's their ability or their personality. Do you know what I mean? Because the media, like, there's certain players that they just love. Like, remember when they hated Raheem Sterling, everyone used to say, Sterling's overrated. Now, all of a sudden, because the media have changed how they write about him, now everyone's saying he's world class. He's not world class. He never was. But everyone has changed it.
Yeah. You're right. And the thing is, you know what? As we've got closer to all of these people now in the industry in the last couple of years, like you and me, and the people around us, you just realize a lot of them just talk rubbish. They even know what they're talking about. I'm saying, you know when you're watching it, when you're watching it, and a lot of it, they're just talking nonsense. I think blah blah blah. Do you know what I mean? They don't know what, bro. And sometimes you can tell these men didn't even watch the game that they're talking about. They didn't even.
You see a lot of these ex-footballers. You see what a lot of fans don't know. Yeah, if these men are not getting paid by Sky or them lot to be at the games, they're not watching the game.
Yeah.
They're not watching it, but then they talk about players and they're not watching these players,
Yeah.
It infuriates me when I hear people speaking about, especially United players, who I watch either at the game or wherever I am, week in, week out, and you can tell that they've never watched this guy play for 90 minutes.
Yeah, but that's what Souness does the best. He don't even watch properly.
He doesn't. He'll be like, and the hair and this, that, and the other.
I can tell you, listen, off camera, I can tell you mad stories. Ballers, ex-footballers, most of them do not know what they're talking about. A lot of them do, but a lot of them do not have a clue.
And what people need to realize about these guys as well, a lot of them are not even educated. They're not in it. They're footballers. Football's a working class sport, This isn't like watching American sports where a lot of these guys go into sport through the collegiate system and they've got university degrees. A lot of these footballers are working class and very, very dim, bro. Like they got nothing upstairs. So the worst thing you can do is give them media accreditation, because these men can't string a sentence together in real life. Like, the mad thing is, when you look at Carragher and them man there, even in their playing times, giving them an interview was a bit like, right. Like, even Rooney, you don't know what he's gonna say. You can't speak. But then they'll put him on Sky, bro, and he's not articulate. Do you see what I mean?
The problem is, for some reason, I swear it only happens in football, because it's this concept that if they put someone else on camera, let's say someone who's not played professional football, first thing fans say, all these what does he know? What does he know? He didn't used to play football. Yeah. He didn't play for a big club, or blah, blah. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it's like, the problem is that people are getting camera time, and we were talking about it off camera, off air. because they had a great career. And just because they were a great player, people think it means they're going to be a great manager. It means they're going to be a great pundit. They're going to be a great commentator. That's it. And for some reason,
they're not mutually exclusive, bro. Like, you gotta understand, yeah. Out of all the top managers in the history of football, yeah, how apart from Zidane, how many of them were great players? Cruyff, Zidane. Then we're lost now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's it, bro. Like, those are the only managers that you could call great footballers. Man, because Pep, if Pep wasn't a great manager, no one would be talking about his football career.
Yeah, he's just all right. He's good.
He's all right, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? Pep.
And we've got all these men that have tried after, like Souness.
Yeah.
You know I mean? They can't.
All these men, bruv, the Sky Sports panel are just failed managers, all of them. All of them, Gary Neville included. You know what I mean? They're all just failed managers, bro. Do you know what I mean? That's what they are. But hold on. They're failed managers, but we can trust their opinion as pundits because they used to play football. Yeah. But their knowledge that they're trying to give us,
someone else's opinion who's been watching the game for their whole life because they weren't good.
But that's the thing. They'll say, yeah, he knows more than you because he's played. But if he knew that much, why is he such a shit manager then? How come he couldn't implement everything he knew into managing a team? Do you see what I'm saying, bro? Like, it doesn't make sense, innit? Like, if you know that much, yeah, that you can tell us what you see and what's right as a pundit, then you should be able to let that manifest on the pitch as a manager, but you can't. 100%. So that means your opinion ain't no more valid than anyone else's, bro.
100%. That's what I'm saying.
Because you see when Wenger sits down in the studio, you see the way he breaks down football, yeah?
They understand.
Bro, you know that this guy understands the game. He says things about certain players, yeah? And you think, you know what? This guy's actually a general in this team, bro. Like, he talks about the players' movement and where they go and how they receive the ball and what these, bro. He knows everything about the game, bro. Back to front, Arsene Wenger. When he's speaking about football, you have to shut up and just listen.
100%.
You see what I'm saying? When he's in the stadium, when he's in the studio. And then you got these other men like Souness.
Let me say another thing. Like I said, I don't even want this to be a thing where I didn't even want to carry on talking bad about these men, but the truth as well for people who's listening. A lot of them, man, are using teleprompters and notes.
Yeah, they don't know. Yeah.
Bro, they don't come off the dome with the facts and the information like how you understand what I'm saying. So when you're watching it, you think, raw. Oh, they're reading.
It's a misconception.
They're reading notes that their assistant has made and researched for days on end. They got it all on a piece of paper and in front of their face. That's it.
Bro, it's facts. It's facts, man. A lot of these people, literally, they might as well have scripts.
Straight.
They might as well have scripts. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what I mean. So a lot of people have this misconception that just because they were involved in the game at a high level, yeah, that don't mean nothing. Glenn Hoddle, one of the greatest players that this country's produced, bro. He bummed it in management, mate. Bummed it.
I'm trying to think of a good example of someone who hasn't still.
There isn't one. Do you know what I'm saying?
Shearer. Oh, no.
Shearer didn't do well in management either.
Nah, yeah, there's not really anyone. There's not anyone. Nah, that's the mad thing.
And then look at Southgate's the England manager, and he was ridiculed during his playing career.
Yeah.
I never rated him, and he's the best English manager right now, really.
Straight.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's that, bro. It's that, bro. Do you know what I mean? That doesn't mean it. Like, when you look at certain...
And you know what? It comes to that point of, again, another thing that a lot of people don't think about is that a lot of these men who play football, like any sport or like any job, they're playing it because they're good at it. A lot of them are students of the game. They're not like, they don't care about it as much as you think they care about it.
No.
They're going, playing, training, they're getting paid their money, they're going to the game, they're going home. And that's why a lot of them, when they're not playing, when they're not playing football, where you can see, bro, they're not interested to talk about it, live it at all. And as soon as they retire, they're not interested. And sometimes you can tell when they're on TV, they're collecting the bag. That's the reason why they're there. They don't really want to talk about Arsenal versus Aston Villa. They don't want to talk about that. They're not interested.
They're not students of the game, innit? And the thing is with football, I always tackle football like I tackle everything else, bro. I like to look at things at the molecular level, blood. I don't forget the superficial level, bro. I like to look at the whys and the hows and all of that. A lot of people go to a football match, just they'll know the score. and who scored, and that's it. And they'll be like, yeah, I watched the game today, bro. But there's different levels to analyzing football, bro. Do you know what I mean? When people see stats, they see possession stats, and they think, oh yeah, you had 60% possession, but where was the possession?
Exactly.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because that matters.
That matters, 100%.
Do you know what I mean? So like, there's always depth to when you're analyzing the game and other things. And most of these man, as you said, they're not students of the game, bro. They're not students of football, bro. They probably couldn't tell you anything about what's going on. Most of them don't even watch football outside of England. And then
straight. They don't. You couldn't tell. Listen, I don't even want to cuss, but they don't.
Souness is up here watching Leipzig and Dortmund and that. I don't think so. No chance. Do you know what I mean? And then these men start throwing out these wild things, saying, "Oh yeah, one of the best in the world," but you only watched the Premier League. You probably couldn't name 5 men in that position outside.
That's why it's funny that you can always tell when new players come to the Premier League, their answers are always mad vague. Like, yeah, he's been scoring a lot of goals in Germany.
For who? For who, blood? These men are frauds, innit? Like, that's what people don't realize in this media game. Yeah, a lot of these men, are got prompters, whatever. They don't know what's going on, and they can't be impartial because they're friends with everyone around it.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? So it's always agenda driven, innit? It's always agenda driven, like, and it's not facts driven, bro. No one comes down and pulls out and says, "Yo, these are the numbers." Pat, 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 pat. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I see something online today which is hilarious. Yeah, one Liverpool fan was like, "Oh, no Man United players get into our team," and that said about Pogba's work rate and that. They pulled up Pogba's stats, yeah, with like 20 less games than Fabinho, and he still ran further than him. 20 less games, you know.
20 less games.
Bruv, like, you see, you know what it is, yeah? When you want to send for people, yeah, please have the receipts, innit? Because I like, listen, yeah, opinions are opinions and facts are facts, innit? Like opinions will never be facts, bro.
And that's why no one could talk about Pogba. Because when
you say about work rate and then you look at the numbers and then it's like man say he's not consistent, but then he's in the top like three, 4 players in the Premier League for the last 3 years in terms of average output, bro, higher than David Silva.
Yeah,
but no one wants to talk about that.
That's what I'm saying, like,
you know what I mean? It's mad.
I was an argument about Pogba the other day, and the flipping Chris saying that he's saying that he agrees with Souness, saying that Pogba's not done nothing for Man United. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. All of these same men that say that would take him tomorrow, though. That's the beauty of it.
Of course.
They would, innit? And that's what it is. Them man love to chat crap. And that's why with football, yeah, it always comes down to the interpretation of the person, innit? Like, obviously you get your right and wrongs, but then you get your interpretation. Because like, even like the main thing what we were talking about careers, remember when man was like, oh, why would Sancho come to United? And I said, listen, what people see as a success in their football career, it's not linear, bruv. Do you know what I mean? Like, what I might see as success and what you see as success can be different. Loads of people saying, oh, Steven Gerrard had an underwhelming career for the player that he was because he only won this and he didn't win a Premier League. But in his head, he might say, you know what? I played for the club I always wanted to play for. I'm a legend at that club. I lifted the Champions League. Do you know what I mean? I'm a part of history. That's enough for me. Do you know what I mean? And then you get other players that have played for loads of different clubs. Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe haven't won what he could have won, and then they can still look at their career and say, you know what? Do you know what I mean? I'm not really happy with it, bro.
But that's the thing. Like, what would you like? It's mad because I was talking about this the other day. Like, if you were a baller and you had a choice between having a career where you win bare trophies, like trophy-laden career, yeah, Dani Alves, whatever, good example. Or you had a career where you played for a lot of big clubs, just big clubs all the time. Ibrahimovic, Beckham, blah, blah, blah. Or you was loyal and you played for the club that you loved your entire life. And finally, number 4, you were a record breaker. So you didn't have to have a 3, but you broke records. Like, you had club records everywhere. You had international records everywhere, blah, blah, blah. Which one of them 4 matters most to you?
See, the record breaker thing, yeah, is good for the ego, innit? But that's all it's good for. That's all it's good for, because it's like, for instance, Alan Shearer's Premier League top scorer and all of that, like all of that. Yeah, but Tammy Abraham's gonna retire with more money than him. So you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, cool, it's good for the ego.
I even forgot to mention money, but yeah, you're right.
He's going to retire with more money than him. Like, you see the footballers today, them man ain't going to have to go into punditry if they don't want to.
100%.
Like, Tammy could retire now, a multi-millionaire, not have to worry about peas ever again, fam.
That's a good point still.
You see what I'm saying? So, like, as much as you could say, yeah, I done all this, I scored all these goals, I did this, I did that, yeah? Like, it's only good for the ego. You know what I'm saying, bro? It doesn't pay bills, blood. You see what I'm saying? So, it's one of them things now. Like, for instance, me personally, I'd rather play for the biggest clubs in the world because that says to me, yo, these clubs thought I was good enough to spend money on me. You could be a one club man, yeah, because no one else wants you, blood. I doubt, yeah, that them man were turning down fucking office for Gary Neville for time. I doubt it. You know, or Carragher. I doubt Carragher was turning away Juventus. Like, you know what I mean? Like Scholesy was turning down Giggsy was turning down and these teams, yeah. I doubt, yeah, that teams were trying to poach Gary Neville from, man, innit? So turning around saying I've been a one club man and that, like, but depending on how good you are, like, it's impressive or it's not impressive.
Yeah. So you choose playing for a lot of different clubs, yeah, like the biggest clubs. So
look at Zlatan and Beckham. Yeah, them man can say I played for Real Madrid or Barcelona, I played for AC or Inter or both in Zlatan's case, and Juventus and Paris Saint-Germain. Bruv, man can say, yo, the biggest teams in every single top country wanted, man. Do you understand? That tells you your worth as a footballer, period. You know them ones. Not how many goals you scored is cool. But would you being able to say that you played for PSG, AC Milan, Barcelona, Ajax? Come on, bruv. Do you know what I mean? That's a mad thing. No one can't tell you nothing after that. Do you know what I mean? I don't care if you're the top scorer in the history of the league. Someone's going to beat that eventually. Do you know what I mean? But what I've got, no one can't take that from me. Someone could take Alan Shearer's top scorer away from him. Harry Kane will. Do you know what I mean? But no one's taking away what I've done. Do you see what I'm saying? You can't take that. That experience cannot be taken from you by anyone. For real. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it is. Goal records and that, them things get broken all the time, bro. Every record MJ has, LeBron will take it eventually. You know what I mean? That's it.
That's the game with records. You know what I'm saying? Once they're gone, you're almost forgotten. Do you know what I'm saying? You're forgotten from that side. But that's interesting that you said that though. Still, I'll probably say I'll say probably the same thing. Still, that's probably the best thing. But I do respect the likes of Gerrard and Scholes and Giggs who are good enough to play everywhere else. And they still chose to stick it out. Do you know what I'm saying? So
that's different, isn't it? That's different. But saying that, they only chose to stay because we are winning. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Because Steven Gerrard tried to leave Chelsea. I mean, leave Liverpool and go to Chelsea, bro. You know what I'm saying? A man know what happened to him, why he didn't leave. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the worst kept secret in the world. But he tried met with them, innit? Because Liverpool weren't winning things.
Yeah, his documentary is decent still.
Yeah. So Gerrard stayed because he didn't have a choice. You know, like,
and then all of the Liverpool fans forgot about it. Just they shut out their memory. They were like, no,
this is it. They had to, bro. Do you know what I mean? But like the circumstances matter. If you stayed when your club weren't at the top of their game, and you were turning down people, that's different. But if your team are winning, I don't give you kudos for that. Because if you're from Manchester, your family are there, you're getting well paid, you're winning stuff, there's no reason for you to leave. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's why I got to put respect on, even in recent times, I've got to put respect on Vardy still. When he didn't go to Arsenal. And
see, Vardy could have gone to Arsenal, he could have got more money, he could have got Champions League football possibly if he went there, because he's that good. Do you know what I mean? And he said
somehow man 4 years later still outscoring and 7 places ahead of Arsenal.
Bro, when Vardy stayed, that was what you call a loyalty thing.
Yeah.
When you're staying at clubs when you're winning anyway, that ain't loyalty. That's I'm good here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's not the same as loyalty. Man get classed as loyal because you stayed at one club for your whole career, but you were winning things. Why are you gonna leave, lad? Your family are there, your youth's going to school. Why are you gonna up and move?
For real.
You see what I'm saying? That's not loyalty, that's convenience, bro.
For real.
Do you know what I mean? It's not the same.
Not the same.
You know what I mean? So like there's very few footballers apart from Alan Shearer who is actually just a loyalty thing. Because Shearer weren't winning nothing at Newcastle.
No, he weren't winning nothing.
So for Shearer to stay there, that's loyalty.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? For Harry Kane to stay at Tottenham, that's loyalty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Straight.
saying? That's loyalty. But for
Yeah.
flipping Ryan Giggs to stay at Man United when he's winning trebles, ain't really loyalty. You know? It's like, bruv, I'm cool here, blood.
Yeah, for real.
I got the best manager in the world. I'm at the best team in the world. I'm winning everything. Where am I going?
Yeah. 100%.
You know what I'm saying? So that's not really loyalty, blood. It is, but it's not, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? When your bread's buttered nicely, yeah, and the grass is very green over here, it's not loyalty, fam.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of them ones. Like career-wise, give me Michael Owen's career over Alan Shearer's all day. Because man can take Alan Shearer's, you can take Alan Shearer's goals record away from him, and he's got nothing left, mate.
Nah, you know what? I'll take Shearer's still. The only reason I take Shearer,
with the ego, that's it.
Let me tell you why, yeah? Because Shearer will be remembered longer than Owen. That's the reality. Owen, all you're going to remember was the last-minute goal against Man City and the goal he scored in 98. He's probably done...
Michael Owen's goal in 98 is more iconic than any goal Shearer scored in his whole career. Facts or no facts?
Nah, but you remember... Okay, but you
facts
remember...
Facts or no facts?
That's facts, but you remember
name an Alan Shearer goal that's more iconic than Michael Owen against Argentina.
Name an Owen celebration.
No, but he just runs like does the front flip, blood. Michael Owen, blood. Alan Shearer
Shearer's iconic. That thing's iconic.
Shearer looked like he was trying to stop the ice cream van, bro. Like, listen, yeah, bro. Michael Owen, yeah, the front flip, blood. I don't care. Michael Owen, yeah, that goal against Argentina is immortal. There's probably not a goal in the history of English football. Him and the Beckham Greece free kick.
Yeah, but England still lost that game, though.
It doesn't matter, bro. That was iconic. Michael Owen was Mbappe before Mbappe. Man, don't realize he got a Ballon d'Or. He was 18, tearing up Germany and Argentina, bro.
People say that Ballon d'Or is a bit shady still.
Bruv, Michael Owen, yeah, was literally Mbappe. You see the way man are going on about Mbappe? That's what Owen was doing to man, yeah? A lot of men are too young to realize that Owen was greasing man up. He wasn't scoring tap-ins. He was dribbling past man, you know. Michael Owen was a gunman.
Nah, but you know what, though? When you look at it, okay, look, Michael Owen played for Liverpool, Man United.
Real Madrid, done. Newcastle, that career is still Shearer.
Some bandit clubs like Stoke. Like Stoke and that.
That's like bandit clubs.
Yeah, so end of the day, Shearer stayed at one club. Yeah, there were two clubs. Okay, now two clubs in it, but he stayed at one club for most of his career. Yeah. He still won the Premiership, and I know you're going to say that Blackburn team was stacked.
That Blackburn team just bought it, yeah.
That Blackburn team still wasn't that good. It was a big win. It was a big win still. And Shearer is immortalized. Do you know what I'm saying? Shearer's on a level that Geordies will happily have a statue. In fact, I don't even know if he has a statue made for him already. Yeah.
Owen, he'll get one. Yeah.
Owen on decision making. Yeah, his career was not as good because he jumped ship from Liverpool at the wrong time. Just when Liverpool, I think, won the dodgy treble. They won a dodgy treble, and then they
got the Iceland treble, innit?
Yeah, exactly. So he jumped ship. Once he jumped ship, he stayed on the bench for like a year and a half or whatever. He still scored like 30 goals for Real Madrid, but he never ever.
This guy was nearly 1-2 for Real Madrid, you know, and he didn't even start. Bro, he was cold, bro. Man, forget how wavy Michael Owen was, bro. Like, he was gold. Michael Owen was a 1-2 merchant everywhere.
Yeah.
Even injured, bro.
Yeah, but then he left. Yeah, but okay, so he didn't stick it out for whatever reason. Then he left and went back. He went to Newcastle. When he went to Newcastle, okay, he scored a couple of goals there. He didn't score that many, to be honest. Then he went to Man United after playing for Liverpool. So now you've ruined your Liverpool legacy.
Yeah.
Even the Man United fans don't really respect you that much because was he there for one season?
Yeah. The reason why we don't rate Michael Owen, is one, because he's a Scouser, and two, he's a dead pundit as well. If he was good, I reckon United fans would claim him, innit?
Who's the better pundit? Who's the better pundit out of him and Shearer?
They're both weak, but it has to be Shearer because Owen is bottom two pundits. I don't know who's worse than him. Do you know what I mean?
Who's the other one? Is that bottom of him?
That's what I'm trying to think. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to think. Robbie Savage is bad as well, but I don't know who's worse. Souness ain't a pundit to me. Souness is just a bully, fam. He's just a bully, innit? He's not a pundit because he doesn't give his opinion on football. He just gives his opinion on players.
Yeah.
He doesn't talk about the game, innit? So I don't really know about Souness. But one thing I know, yeah, is that Michael Owen was so good, yeah, that like he managed to reinvent himself as a footballer. Do you know how hard it is as a footballer, yeah, to be known as like a pace merchant, yeah, and refine your game and still score goals, bro? Like Michael Owen lost his pace and then turned into a fox in a box. A lot of people that don't know early Michael Owen think that Michael Owen was always a poacher. He wasn't. Michael Owen used to drop deep, pick up the ball, dribble, go past players. And then he refined his game to just playing in the box because of all the injuries. And he was prolific, bro. Like he was. Like even with all the injuries and all these other things. And he retired with more P's than Shearer as well. You know them ones there. So he had more P's. Of course he did. Michael Owen got the horses and the houses. Him and Robbie Fowler bought up. Like
that's from betting. That's from going Cheltenham and that.
Man said betting. Oh, you're taking a mick, blood. Nah, listen, Michael Owen's different, bro.
But no, the Owen thing. So what you're saying? You'll prefer if we just
Michael Owen's career, 100%. Even with the injuries, Michael Owen has got a Ballon d'Or, yeah, in his games room, blood, that he showed us the other day. Like, man's got Manchester United, Real Madrid, and Liverpool on his CV. And he's got the most iconic goal, yeah, in recent history for the country, bro. Like, bruv.
Now,
Alan Shearer's got this record, yeah, that will be taken by Harry Kane. And then what else has he got? The Premier League trophy. Like the Premier League medal at Blackburn that nobody really cares about apart from him. Like no one, because no one else talks about his teammates that have that same trophy. Chris Sutton's got one. No one cares.
Yeah, true.
No one cares about Sutton's Premier League trophy. No one cares about Danny Drinkwater's Premier League trophy. So why do we care about Alan Shearer's? We don't. We don't really. We only talk about that.
Because the goals he scored, that's it.
Exactly. And once those get taken away, he's got nothing, bro. Because he managed Newcastle and he flopped. So, like, it's not even like he's got that. Souness managed Liverpool, nobody knows because he flopped. Do you know what I mean? Like, what does that mean?
That's the thing. Most players, the only reason why I was slightly only to Shearer, but I get what you're saying, is because Shearer, at least, and I know I'm not trying to be unfair to Owen, but he was consistent for his whole career in it. I know Owen had injuries and blah, 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 but Owen, even when he was fit, I feel he made the wrong decision playing for the wrong clubs at the wrong time. Shearer was more consistent, but don't get twisted. You're right. Whether or not Shearer, the end of the day, Shearer's only got a record. You know what I'm saying? I can't listen. Shearer's must have them frustrating times playing in that Newcastle team because there was a point in time that Newcastle team was wash. Like, I think he was playing with Laurent Robert and that, and man, like.
They were washed, but like that was loyalty, like I said, for him to stay. Like my man saying, in the R9, if it weren't for injuries, man could have been. Exactly. Bro, injuries are the only reason why Michael Owen is not known, as hands down the greatest English striker probably of all time, bro. And for me, Michael Owen, like the level that Michael Owen got to, the closest thing I saw to that was Rooney in 2004. And even then, Michael Owen just had something different because Michael Owen as a finisher was way more clinical than Wayne. But Wayne just had the physicality that Owen didn't.
But you know what? That's why it comes down to when it comes to even looking at the young ballers England's got now, Sterling, Rashford, Sancho. It's all about everyone knows their man are all going to have an amazing first half of their career, but it's about how good can they be when they're 27 to 35. Do you know what I'm saying? Because that's the difference. You know what I'm saying? Because Owen, unfortunately, in the first half of his career, I think him and Rooney probably are the best. They're probably up there with the best ever in terms of how good them 18 to 24, Owen and Rooney. There's hardly even the top players, even R9. I've heard that come out and say Rooney and Owen, them sort of players, they're phenomenons at that age. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But Owens was down to football, and I think Rooney's was more down to the physique, bro. You know them one because Owen wasn't big. Owen's tiny, bro. You know what I'm saying? He was quite slender, and short as well, bruv. Wayne Rooney's like 5'10", and he was built like a big man when he was coming through, dashing man about. Michael Owen got through on like his intelligence and his pace, innit, when he was younger. So their games are very different, innit? Michael Owen's injuries cut his career short. Rooney's career got cut short at the top level because he didn't look after himself. You know that, man? And that's all it was. It wasn't the amount of games he played and all of that. Because when you look at players like Danny Alves and them man played 1,000,000 games and they're still running around.
You're right.
Do you know what I'm saying? But so it's how you look after yourself. It's not how many games you play. Because a lot of these Brazilian men are playing in the big man leagues at 16, 17. Then they're in Europe and this, that, and the other. And them man play into the 35, 36, then go back home and continue to play.
Well, look at when Zlatan came to Man United at 33, 34. Bro, he was more fit than most of the man in the team.
The injury that Zlatan picked up at United was his first serious one.
That's it.
Of his whole career.
Shaw was like, what, 12 years, 13 years younger than him. That's it. Look at the difference.
But this is why I can't take excuses from these young ballers when they're like, oh yeah, they're playing them too much. What kind of nonsense? They're not overplayed, bro. Like, they're overprotected, bro. Like, if you're 19 years old, like, you're not playing too much football. You're 19, bro.
Yeah. No,
you know what I'm saying? Because look at Lampard's career, bro. Like, he played one of the most consecutive amount of Premier League games.
Yeah.
Like, and he'd been playing from young.
Bro, Ryan Giggs is the only player. I think Ryan Giggs played in like 75% of all the games he was fit in. He started and ended the game 90 minutes for what, 20 years solid in the Premier League. Do you know what I'm saying?
And if you're looking after yourself, you should be able to do that. Barring freak accidents, because if you get an impact injury when someone's kicked you, there's nothing you can do about that. Nothing at all you can do about that. But in terms of looking after yourself, eating well, making sure that you're mobile and doing all these other things, you're an elite athlete as a
that's why, even though I know this ain't the topic now, that's why when football does come back, Bundesliga and the Premier League, all of these, how good where your club finishes in the next after the 10 games is going to be how good your fitness is. That's it. That's all it's going to be. Because these players are going to be playing every 2 days or every 3 days. Boy,
how well you looked after yourself in lockdown.
We're going to be going like mad. Yeah, boy.
How well you looked after yourself in lockdown. So if you were out playing Fortnite and that every night until 6 in the morning and weren't doing your training, we're going to find out.
Yeah.
When you pull your hamstring after 2 minutes of the first game.
Yeah.
Because that will happen, bro. Do you know what I mean? How you look after yourself as a player says a lot about your attitude in general and your mentality. And that's why when they say certain players have bad attitudes, I can't get my head around it. I can't, because nothing shows your attitude more than how you present yourself on the pitch, bro, and how you train and how you look after your body when you're not training. Are you out drinking, partying, smoking, doing all these things? That's how you can tell about what someone's attitude's like.
100%.
Not because they don't smile.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? So, I don't know. It's mad. It's mad, bro.
100%. That's why, because I only just watched that Michael Jordan thing yesterday. Yeah. That's why, you just get an understanding. That's the difference in greatness. Like the mentality of thinking of him to other people, and that is the reason why Messi and Ronaldo, mainly Ronaldo, can stay this consistent for this long, because of the way he views it. And I'll be honest with you, the sad part is players like Neymar was good enough to join them in the ranks. He was good enough.
You could argue that he's more talented than both of them.
Yeah, but but at this point, I know I'm not trying to say obviously it's too late now. It's clear that he won't reach them levels now. But from day you could tell he wouldn't reach them levels because of his attitude. It's the way he looks like he applies to the game. And again, I don't know him, but from what I can see, he doesn't do what Messi and Ronaldo does. They've become students. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And now I think about it more. I'm like, if I was the Portugal manager or I was the Argentina manager, I probably would just let Messi or Ronaldo run the team talk. They probably do know more than me.
Bro, listen,
They probably did study more than Sampaoli before the World Cup.
It's true, because Ronaldo makes it his business.
Messi's probably looking up and saying, "Why are you talking? I know more than you."
Yeah.
Man.
But that's how they apply themselves, and that's where the greatness comes from. You see what
100%.
I'm saying? And that's why sometimes, yeah, like being good enough, that's not enough. You know what I'm saying? Like talent-wise, Neymar's clear in it. Like, bro, like he's got a little bit of everything. He's got a little bit of everything. And Barcelona missed him massively when he left. Do you know, they'll probably have another Champions League if he had stayed. You know what I mean? That's how good Neymar is. But his attitude, how I see Neymar's attitude, is not his injuries and anything like that. It's how he applies himself, bro.
Yeah.
You can tell that Neymar's not serious, bro. That's why a lot of people don't realize, yeah. With Ronaldinho, the difference is Ronaldinho won everything. He won the Ballon d'Ors and all that. But Neymar's got a bit of Ronaldinho about him, where he's like, you can tell he just likes the party. Like, he just likes the TikTok and them things. Like that's what he's on. He's not really on the football thing. He's just very good at it. Do you know what I mean? But it's not.
That's it. This is the era of distractions now, isn't it? So now you can see now the way certain players approach social media, and you can tell like, okay, this is what they care about more. Do you know what I'm saying? Is becoming popular on these platforms. Do you know what I'm saying? Rather than, okay, this is how I want to hone my craft. This is okay. I'll do this for fun, but then when football's on. Do you know what I'm saying? And I could tell with people like Neymar, and I feel like, unfortunately, people like Hazard, I feel like he's just not 100% focused like he used to be.
Bro, you just got to look at his belly and know he's not 100% focused.
Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? It's like what?
Like, come on, bro. Like, how are you going to come back from pre-season pregnant and you're still pregnant 3 months into the season? Like, bro, you just signed for a new club, yeah? Like, normal people would think, I want to give a great impression.
Not any new club either. Real Madrid.
Like, you stepped up to like the tip of the mountain and you turned up overweight. Like, you've got to be insanely deluded, yeah, or just so confident that like you think you're bigger than the club. It doesn't make sense. And that's why I'll always get onto Luke Shaw, blood, because I'm like, bro, people talk about Pogba's attitude, Martial's attitude and that, but bruv, nothing shows me a player's attitude more than how they present themselves. Do you know what I'm saying?
And bro, the reality is that like you got an opportunity that most people will literally work to die for. Do you know what I'm saying? You're playing for one of the biggest clubs in the world. Do you know what I'm saying? And what you're doing is you're not applying yourself like you care. That's it. That's what it comes down to.
But that's it. If you really cared, like Ronaldo, you'll make sure that everything that goes into your body is accounted for. Do you know what I'm saying? Because that's the vehicle that's going to carry you through your career. So you have to put the right fuel in it, bro. You don't put unleaded in a diesel car.
100%.
Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. If you see yourself as an elite athlete, you'll eat like one, you'll sleep like one, and you'll train like one. And if you don't, then you don't deserve to be at the top clubs. You don't. Because it should only be greatness. It should only be greatness there. Like even the Man United done an interview, and I was reading little glimpses of it, and he said, I feel like I've been a professional footballer since I was 5 years old. Because it's always been that mentality. Like you eat, sleep, drink, everything's just football. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's why he can be injured and come back from injury and actually be better than before he was injured.
100%.
Like Matic came back into the team and has probably played the best football that he's played since his first season at the club.
He's been one of the better players this season.
Yeah.
And the mad thing is
that's because of this.
Yeah.
And his application.
100%. But that's what I'm saying. Players like him, you understand why teams keep players like him around. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? Because his mentality in the dressing room, and I said it time and time again, even talking about Liverpool, like people don't understand the importance of Henderson and Milner in that team.
Especially Milner.
Yeah, like they're them players, even taking away their ability in the dressing room, their man are not going to allow you to be messing about. Do you know what I'm saying? I remember watching a documentary and Ryan Giggs talking about coming up in, it wasn't Class of 92, it was like a spin-off of it. And he was talking about coming up and trying to do loads of tricks and playing while he was playing. And one time he done a trick and he slipped, he didn't pull off, and then the ball went out of play. He looked up, he looked one way, he had Roy Keane, Michael, Cantona, Sparky. You know what I'm saying? These men are aggressive ballers. That he was fearful to do stupidness. He was fearful to not apply to himself into the game the right way. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it was that sort of fear that made him not waste the ball and not do all of this nonsense.
In this era, we don't have that now.
100%.
You know what I mean? And that's why Bruno's a godsend.
Yeah, the mentality examples, taking away the ability, the examples from a mentality perspective, yeah, is not there.
It's not there,
people who's watching who play Football Manager would know that the mental the mental flipping column of the mentality column of the player. Most players don't have that. Most teams don't have players like that.
These players are weak now, bro. Do you know what I mean? They're weak. You can't tell them anything. You know what I mean? And the thing is, like, what examples do they have? Like, when you look at Marcus Rashford, yeah, he don't have. Who's he looking up to, bro? Do you know what I mean? Who's he looking up to, really? Jesse Lingard.
Yeah,
that's a bloody problem, isn't it?
That is who he's looking.
But because when Roy Keane's there, like, you got Brian Robson. Do you know what I mean? And all these kind of men. And then if you're coming up into the team and you've got a Roy Keane there, you've got a Ryan Giggs there, you've got David Beckham there, you've got Gary Neville there. That Marcus Rashford now, yeah, is by default one of the senior players in the dressing room, and he's a kid. Like,
and now he's having to talk like he's
he has to talk like he's the big man, but you're still a kid and you're still learning, bro. Like Bruno Fernandes coming in just from that point of view, yeah, was an amazing signing because he's a captain. He's actually a captain without the armband. Harry Maguire's had to step up and be the captain, but for me, Harry Maguire ain't a captain, bro.
No, Harry Maguire ain't a captain.
You know what I'm saying? He ain't a captain. He's just a centre-back, so he's the captain. But you see the way Bruno is on the pitch, yeah? That's a captain, isn't it?
I'll see him start ordering people about after his second game.
Bro, he put his foot on the ball, yeah, and he pointed at Daniel James and said, "Fuck off and run that way," blood. In the middle of the game. He put his foot on the ball and said, "Why are you looking at me? Like, down there, blood. Like, why are you here?" Do you know what I mean? Like, man carried Sporting Lisbon, bro. Like, carried them. And that's a massive club, you know. Manchester United back in the day.
Yeah.
We had Edwin van der Sar, but then you look, we had Antonio Valencia captain, Roy Keane captain, Gary Neville was captain at one point. Do you know what I mean? Ryan Giggs captain. Wales. Do you know what I mean? Man just had a bag of captains in the team, you know.
Yeah.
Bare captains. Wayne Rooney captain.
Bare captain.
You know what I mean? And now we're the personalities now.
That's it.
We're the personalities. And that's what we're lacking, bro. We're not lacking ability. We got no leaders, bro. Like who like there should be a player that should have put their arm on neutral and said, "What are you doing, bro?" It shouldn't have had to be until Brandon Williams had him sitting on the bench. He decided to play football. There should have been a player in there to say, "Bruv, sort it out. What are you doing?"
100%.
Like, you can't come training looking like that. Joke thing. But then they put out the running stats. A man lost to one matter, blood. Like, bruv, Lukaku put out the running stats. How you losing to one matter, blood? You know, like that. That's embarrassing. And I know it's because he was tired. Because it's not overall speed. Because Luke Shaw's got speed.
Yeah.
The man lost the running to one matter, fam. Are you sure? The slowest guy in the Prem. Nah, mad thing. Now, I mean, if there was a Cristiano Ronaldo or a Roy Keane or that kind of person, they're not allowing that.
100%.
They're demanding that from their players. Bruno, when you hear him talk, he demands a certain level of football from everyone.
And that's why that team, that midfield, is going to drag Man United back up because Fred's got the right mentality, Pogba's got the right mentality, and Scott McTominay's got a good mentality as well. Like,
great mentality, bro. You know what I mean? What he lacks in ability, he's got up here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And he's a king.
I know man was still laughing over him being on the pro cover still.
It's amazing. Every time I put pro on every day and I see McTominay, I just shake my head like, what happened? Like, that's worse than Henderson. It is, but it's like it is what it is, bro. You need a mixture, but the mentality is very important. And mentality is something that another thing that Sir Alex Ferguson instilled in players. That's why the difference between Arsenal and Manchester United at that time was mentality.
And likewise, that's what I feel Klopp has done so well with Liverpool. Do you know what I'm saying? He's instilled that mentality where, bro, even if you listen to the way they talk, the players after games or before games, bro, they talk like they've been given a clear pathway on what they're doing and what they need to do. And this is before this season, over the last couple of years. Do you know what I'm saying? And you can see the structure of the importance of Milner, Henderson. Do you know what I mean? in as a core factor of them being an example. Do you know what I'm saying? Like even when they were playing their C team in the Carling Cup, the way Milner's turning up to the game, he doesn't have to be there. Do you know what I'm saying?
But that's what I'm saying. Who did we have to do that at United? We didn't have no one.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Milner is their Roy Keane, blood. Whether he plays or not, he's there. Do you see what I'm saying? And that kind of accountability, we ain't really had that in the team until maybe now Bruno's come and he's demanding that from everyone. He's demanding a certain level, bruv. Even when they interviewed Fred was like, yeah, bruv, it ain't been good enough. Like, we're Man United, like, this is dead.
That's why this current group of players, Man United need to hold on to about 80% of them for the next 5 years. The only way it's going to be instilled is if we have some long-term players, because really at the moment, the long-term players for Man United are, besides David De Gea, that's been there more than 7 years, you're looking at what? Phil Jones. James. Those are really the sort of players, because Valencia's left.
Yeah, it's true. The senior players.
Most of the players who's been there from Moyes or Fergie period, that's it. He's one of the only players there left. There's probably a handful of 2 or 3 players left. Do you know what I'm saying? And Phil Jones is the one player that should be out by now. Do you understand what I'm saying?
It's true.
But he should have been in the right way. Phil Jones, someone like Phil Jones should have been, if his ability was there, should have been a Man United captain, lead by example, one of the last people to have the training and teaching from Sir Alex Ferguson.
Alex Ferguson, that was what Sir Alex Ferguson saw for him when he purchased him. He started giving him Duncan Edwards comparisons.
Oh, yeah.
Wild.
That's what's kept him there. He's still there because of it.
Phil Jones is a shambles, isn't it? Like, he is, isn't it? Like, I can't believe it. And that shows even the great Sir Alex Ferguson, like, he don't always get it right, mate. You know what I mean? Because what you saw in Phil Jones and the reality of Phil Jones is very different.
And the worst thing is, I remember there was an argument when there was a poll where we're talking about Johnny Evans, Smalling, or Phil Jones. And people were laughing over Phil Jones being in the same conversation, that he's so good that he's better than them two, man. This was a couple of years ago.
He's not better than either of them.
Bro, somehow Man United is stuck with the one player out of 3 and they've sold the other 2. Smalling is basically gone. Do you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Right. We'll see Jones playing every time. Every time we think he's done, he comes back in it.
Football, but that's what I mean. Football's a game of opinions, isn't it?
Yeah, straight.
That's why Phil Jones is still there.
And man's still only like 26 or something. That's the maddest thing. He's doing it over Femi Martin.
Yeah, he'll still be there. Like, probably next season, Phil Jones will still be at the club. I don't know how, but he will. Do you know what I mean? So when I look at the team, I think personnel-wise, we're not that far away, bro. Like, I've been saying it for ages, though. I've always been saying United are not that far away. It's just that the blend isn't there, innit? I think with a better coach, even if we didn't sign anyone, we have to be competing for the top 3 next season.
You know the problem is that this break, or in fact, let me ask you the question: do you think because of this break, it's helped Ollie's job, or do you think
absolutely? Because I think when Rashford and Pogba come back fit, yeah, he's got a formidable team on his hands, and I think that it's a double-edged sword, because if he stops winning with these players, then it's definitely his fault. But if he starts winning with these players, he gets credit for something that necessarily might not be down to him. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know from obviously playing professionally, but having friends that play professional football and still play professional now. And some of the stuff I've heard about some managers that I wouldn't name, because then people might know who the players are that have told me. But sometimes the managers will come in and they'll be like, all right, lads, you're playing 5-a-side today, bruv. And then they'll just play 5-a-side in training. Then they'll pick a team and they'll win on Saturday, bruv. And this is Premier League, bro. A manager's playing 5-a-side in training. Like, it's not down to the manager. It's not down to coaches and tacticians and that. Yeah. Like, I heard a player even say, David O'Leary was like that at Leeds. You just used to have man playing 5-a-side matches and that, and then you send them out on Saturday and they'll win 5-0. A man will be like, yeah, David O'Leary's a great manager. You had nothing to do with it, mate. Wow. You just had bad man ballers there.
Straight.
Yeah, I mean, so sometimes with Ollie, if you give him some good players, up until a certain point, the team will coach itself. The only time you judge players, managers that have elite squads, is in elite competition. That's where you judge them.
When you're playing other elites. Yeah.
Because you don't judge a PSG manager when he's playing against flipping bloody Ehon or something, blood. You know what I mean? Sporting Dijon and them man there, blood. Blood. Imagine saying, yeah, PSG got the best manager in the world when they're slapping Rennes 6-0. You can't judge a man when they're playing these games. You can't judge Oli, yeah, like with these set of players. If we slap Bournemouth at home or Burnley at home 6-0, you judge him, yeah, away from home in the Champions League. That's the only place you can judge him if he has an elite squad. You know what I'm saying? But if he's still not doing it in the Prem with these players, then you can say that's his fault. So it's kind of hard because with the squad that Manchester United have right now, to be completely honest, I don't think there's many managers in the Premier League that couldn't be getting the results that we're getting because the players are good. You can't tell me that Farker at Norwich wouldn't be getting as good, if not better, results with these players. Because look what man's been. Look at the football he's got. Their man playing. You can't tell me that the Stoke manager, the Sheffield United manager wouldn't be getting similar results. You can't tell me that Eddie Howe wouldn't be getting similar results. You can't tell me that Brendan Rodgers wouldn't be getting similar or better results. Do you see what I'm saying?
That's why when it comes to looking at managers' ability and that's why it comes down to sometimes the resource. Well, a lot of the time it's the resources that you've been given.
Most of the time it comes.
I've said it. Do you know what I'm saying? I've said it from day. Like there's certain managers that you just got to put respect on, like based on what they've had, their resources and what they've done with it. Like Diego Simeone, what he's done with that. Obviously, don't get twisted. I'm not saying Atletico Madrid's team is mad average. It's not. But the levels that he's brought that Atletico team to from 6 years ago, what that team was, them man weren't world class. Do you know what I'm saying? Koke and that, they were just good. They were all right.
Also,
you know what I'm saying?
He has to sell to buy. That's what people need to realize. All the money that he spends is from players sold. So it's not like he's at a team, and he's been backed and he's recruited well. The guy's had to sell his best players of every team he's had. He's had to recreate a team by selling his best player.
And a lot of the time he's taking sloppy seconds. He's taking like Morata and that. Do you know what I'm saying? And
losing Aguero. Do you know what I mean? Losing Torres and them kind of man. That's who Atletico get rid of. Big boy man for big P's, you know. That's what they do. They sell ballers for big P's.
Then they rebuild.
And then they rebuild with that money. And he still maintains a similar league position while doing that.
On that note, 100%. On that note, though, because of that just reminded me about obviously them just they beat Liverpool in it, and the Champions League is probably not going to come back. What do you think is going to happen with the Europe situation? Because as it stands, probably the German and the English leagues coming back, and probably I would say Italy's probably likely to come back, and La Liga is probably 50-50 as it stands. What do you think should happen with the Europa League and the Champions League? Like, what are you saying with that?
Honestly, my thing is, a team like PSG, what do you do? Because it's not fair, bro. It's not fair that other teams are playing and they're match fit and they're not. Like, then in the other way though, if they play it, PSG could stay match fit by just playing their reserves. They could, but the thing is, match fit, competitive match fit's not the same. You can play training matches, but you're not going to play a friendly at the same intensity that you're going to play a match where there's points on the line. Just subconsciously, you're not. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're going to be playing this thinking, I don't want to get injured because I've got Champions League coming up. You're not thinking, you know what, there's points at stake here. So how do you think it can be fixed? What do you think can happen? Because obviously, I think UEFA tried to say the final can't be any later than August 29th, which is mad late. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know, brother. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know what they can do. There's nothing they can do to make it fair. Let me put that out there.
But even forfeiting though is not fair.
It's not going to be fair for anyone.
Bro, if you look at teams like Atletico, bro, them man grinded out that win. Do you know what I'm saying? They grinded out that win. What did PSG just beat Dortmund?
Yeah.
But bro, these teams have worked hard to get that far. And what's going to happen now if they forfeit that Champions League? Are they going to automatically put all of them teams that got that far back in the Champions League next year?
Yeah.
Because that's unfair. Imagine if they stop that and then some of them teams are out of the Champions League places in their league. Then what? They're no Champions League next year. And you're letting
but this is the problem, bro. It's not going to be fair for everyone. The more I look at this, the more I don't see a fair conclusion. So if you can't get a fair conclusion, you just literally have to just conclude it and just say, "You man, suck it up." You know that one's there. That's what you need. That's what you need to do.
But the thing is, they're not going to suck it up. Look at the French league, Lyon, and I think some team in the Dutch league called Ames or something. Bro, they're suing their leagues because Ames is saying no, we would have survived. And Lyon, obviously Lyon, who's like I think they're 7th in Ligue 1, they were saying we were going to get Champions League. We were on form, and now you stop the league, so now we want compensation from the league. The league's going to go to UEFA. UEFA is going to say, do you know what I mean? It's a mad mess.
But this is why, having multiple governing bodies, is a gift and a curse, bro. Because in situations like this, there should have been a uniform decision made.
Yeah. But now, that's why when the Dutch league and the French league just fast themselves and cancelled it early, I'm like, why are you announcing it so quick before all that? I know everyone's independent, but
it was a government decision, though. The French government cancelled it, and they actually paid the French teams the TV money that they would have lost. So they're at no loss, innit? They've made a decision as a country. This was taken out of their hands. Our government's been dillying and dallying and and ahhing, innit? So my thing is, it's not the lack of decision. It's just like, bruv, pick one and stick to it, bro. Any decision that's made, I'll be happy with it as long as they make it with their chest. But no one's making a decision with their chest. Now we're going to wait and see how the German one goes. And then say someone gets infected in the German league in the first 2 weeks and then that gets cancelled. Then ours ain't coming back. Do you see what I mean? So the German one, just because it's started, I don't mean it's going to finish, bro. Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, people are calling for a game every 2 days and that just to get the season done. So what the league will be done in 2 weeks, basically. That's mad.
And again, that's not fair because what happens if your key players end up getting injured because of that? You end up dropping points that maybe
people will say tough. People will say for that tough. That's tough.
Bro, man are gonna complain no matter what, bro. People are gonna complain no matter what, bro. Like there's no way of making everyone happy with the decision made. So you just have to take it out of their hands, make one.
One thing I will say though, and this is from a Man United fan, innit? It will be a sham in football if they lock off the league. For me, I think it's a sham what the Dutch league done, it's a sham what the French league done. And it's a sham because you are making a decision that on something that's already started. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't compare it to F1 or golf or tennis because those competitions haven't started yet. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Now, with football, that's started. So by locking it off, what you've done is you've taken away work and money and everything that people have worked for the last 9-10 months. And it's going to be more complicated to lock off than it is to continue it at a time that's safe to do so. Do you know what I'm saying? So for me, the way I see it is, bro, the way I see it is if the league can't start again for 2 more years, start in 2 more years.
Yeah, but that's questionable, Ak. You know why? Because look at this. Say you don't lock it off and then you start the league back in December.
Yeah.
We've got a European Championship, that's already been moved. So we move it again.
Yeah, about that. Yeah, this is the thing. Anything that hasn't started, forget it.
Nah, because then you're constantly mashing up things into the future, bro. We're already a year behind on the Euros, and then what, man, going to push it another year, but then it's meant to be the World Cup, and then
that Euros has got to get cancelled. It's not happening.
But see, this is what I'm trying to say. Like, it doesn't make sense. And then people's contracts have a certain length. So then what? Like, the new contracts are not going to end in June, end at the end of May, start of June no more. The new contracts are going to end in August. Like, the whole thing, there's so many repercussions and consequences for it, bro. Do you know what I mean? And like I was saying to Flex, you see when you've got insurance on your house, your hurricane ain't covering that. You know them ones there. There's no natural disaster insurance in it. So you got theft and all them other things. It's natural disaster. That's what COVID is. What they believe in, making us to believe it's a natural disaster. So you're not covered for that. So, bro, if my contract's up at the end of May, not playing, blood, you have to pay me as well because it's not in the contract that you can't pay me.
100%, and that's what I was saying. That's the mad part, because if they void the season, don't think man like Aguero and them man are all not going to come for their goal bonuses, because them man have broken records. Bro. And then nah, bro, think about how mad that is though. Like all of these goals will be minus off your score or off your record, innit? So now
they'll still add them. They'll add them, but then say, "Yo, you only scored this amount this season because the season was cut off."
No, but then will it be classed as though if they void the season?
Give them a golden boot.
Nothing that's happened this season can be counted for. So
no, I think they'll count the goals. They should count the goals. They should count the goals.
No, that's mad.
Yeah, they can count the goals because the reason why you can count the goals because it's already happened. Yeah, like it's already happened. Like with Liverpool, yeah. If it's mathematically impossible for Liverpool to not win the Premier League, then there's nothing wrong with not giving it to them.
But should I be real though? Even if it was mathematically possible for them to not win the league,
then you can't give it to them.
Yeah, you can't give it to them. But PSG got given the league though by France. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the thing is, with PSG
is their golden boy. Do you know what I'm saying?
But the difference is PSG have won the league so many times in the last 10 years that you can legislate for giving it to us. If it was giving it to them. But if it was Man City top of the league right now, and someone said, yeah, well, you know what, City have won 4 of the last 5 Premier Leagues or something like that, you might as well give it to them. Cool, but Liverpool ain't never won one.
I heard that some Marseille fans, was it Marseille? Whichever team was second, apparently they were kicking off saying they were going to catch them.
But you see what I mean? If it's mathematically possible, yeah, you can't give a man the trophy. It's just like if it's mathematically possible for Villa to stay up, you can't relegate them.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? Because until it's done, you never know. If it's mathematically impossible to catch Liverpool now, then you can't argue about giving Liverpool the title. You can't argue.
Yeah. The Aston Villa thing will be mad if they relegate them. Do you know what I'm saying?
This is it. If it's mathematically possible. Like if it's mathematically possible for Man United to finish second, yeah, which it is, you can't lock off the league, yeah, and say, cool, you ain't getting Champions League. You can't do that.
What would you say then? Obviously we've just said what we think will happen, but what would you want to happen in the situation? We're now on May 7th or something.
I just think, yeah, like if I was in charge and they said, boom, you have to just do something, I'd literally just void the whole thing, bruv. I would, and I would be I'd void it. I'd void it, bro. And I'd be like,
real talk though. Are you saying void it though? Because you're a Man United fan.
Nah, I don't care about that. You know what it is, yeah? Because I don't think it's fair. I don't care, brother. I want to play Champions League. I want to be going, yeah.
Where's Man United? Where are we sitting?
5th.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to be going to games like Barca away and them things. I want to be going to those matches, bro. I don't want to be in the Europa League. But the bottom line is, yeah, I'm looking at it from a point of view of if you play for Aston Villa, Norwich, or any of them teams, imagine them man just told you, right, you had 6 home games out of 9 left. You could have stayed up, but we're relegating you anyway. How do you tell them that, bro?
No, but that's why it's either got to finish to the end or they got to
avoid it. That's what I mean. You can't give Liverpool the league, because if you give Liverpool the league, you have to hand out relegations too.
Bro, not just that. That means you got to promote the other teams in the championship.
And you don't even know what would have happened then. Bro, if you're 4th in the championship, yeah, or imagine if you're 7th, just outside the playoffs, but you're a point off the playoffs, you could still go up. Do you know what I mean? So then you're 7th in the championship thinking, hold on. They shagged, man, because we had 4 home games left. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know one thing, though? One thing that I will say, though, about football more than any other sport. Obviously, because football is, like they've said in the reports, that on average, even without fans, there's going to be 200 to 300 people needed per game, innit? If you include the groundsmen, the coaches, everything. Football's the one sport, because it's not like F1 or golf. Like F1 can be done without any fans in it, and no one will turn up. Do you know what I mean? It's nothing. People will happily watch it. They're more, no disrespect, but there's more casual fans in other sports, in it, like golf, blah blah blah.
Yeah, in football, more tribal,
Bro, in football, bro, if Man United are playing us, or more realistic, Man United is playing, I don't know, flipping. Who's Man United got left as big? In fact, Man United's not a good example. Tottenham v Arsenal, whatever. which is a game that will have to
And them
happen.
are linking up to watch.
Bro, you think every single fan is going to stay at home? Do you know what I mean? Look what happened. Look what happened just before the pandemic broke out properly. Look at Dortmund versus PSG. Bro, 15,000 people still stood outside the ground.
Yeah,
there are fans that are like, bro, I've gone too long without football. They're going to put on their barber jacket and then go into the game. That's it.
Yeah, it's true.
They're going to the game. And what's going to happen is you're going to have 10,000 people outside the ground, all close to each other.
Yeah.
It's going to be a madness. That's it. Because you think if they announce that there's going to be Arsenal v Tottenham at so and so stadium, you think no one's going to turn up?
Yeah, someone's going to turn up. You hear man singing outside.
100%. I've got to support. They'll be like, I got to support the boys.
Yeah. 100%. You can't keep man inside. Do you know what I mean? And that's why I just think if you bring it back, you have to legislate for the fact that it's going to happen. Or like, imagine they did give Liverpool the league, but then they were like, oh yeah, you lot can't go out on the street to celebrate it. Do you think that man are listening?
Yeah, 100%. You know what someone said is a good idea? They're going to have to do closed doors and secret locations still. No tweeting, no talking about it from footballers. And they're going to have to play at a random ground that no one even prepares. So like...
Yeah, but then someone will see the players going and staying in a hotel and they'll leak it.
Oh, yeah.
They'll tweet and say, yo, the United bus has just pulled up in Lincoln, blood. You know them ones there or something like that.
People
listen, bro. You can't do nothing secretly in this thing. Man, listen, certain men are trying to cheat on their wives and they can't get away with it. Like, even with the most covert thing, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? But you honestly think, that you're going to be able to hide a football team, a large bus, full of men.
Boy, I don't.
Players are gonna have to turn up in Ubers or something. Like,
yeah, I don't. Know. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Still. There's no answer. There's no answer. You know, but the all I can say is the best way is play it when it's safe to do so. Forget about future tournaments that haven't started yet. Forget about the Euros. No one cares. Listen, people care about it. Don't get it twisted. But at this stage, that people will be happy, I'm sure, to cancel the Euros if it means we can play this year and next season with no problems. Do you know what I'm saying? And next season, maybe you're going to have to lock off the FA Cup. Do you know what I'm saying? Less games.
Yeah, and then the lower league teams that get the ticket money from the FA Cup getting locked off are then going to say, yo, like, that's not fair. Because a lot of them are relying on that FA Cup money. Bro, there's so many different levels in which people are affected, that locking off the cup competition and all of that for next season and that's not going to run, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? What really needs to happen is that they need to avoid it and they need to compensate everyone financially like what the French league done. Anyone that's lost TV money, give it to them. Anyone that's lost ticket money.
Yeah, but where's that money coming from though?
The same place all this other money's coming from. They're going to print it like they print everything else, bro. It's not real, blood. Money's not real, blood. You know what I mean? Back in the day, there's a reason why they used to trade cattle and other resources. But now money's not real, bruv.
It's just digital numbers. That's it.
Digital numbers, bro. So at the end of the day, all of these teams like your Brentfords and all of them, that might be relying on people to come and sit down and watch the game. All the money that they're losing, they should be compensated, bro, because it's still a business. All these footballers are paying tax into the system that we live in. So it's in the government's interest to put the money into the football clubs, whether people like it or not. Do you know what I'm saying? Because all the football staff that are working at these clubs are paying tax into the government. They're paying tax back into the system. That's why, as much as the furlough thing was a madness, and people say, no, they shouldn't do it. These football clubs, the employees that work there are paying money into the government anyway. The players are paying money into the government. The owners, some of the owners aren't paying money into the government. So those are the men that we should be taking money from.
I said it time and time again with that, and it's like even when them articles came out about Arsenal, look what Arsenal have done. They've done this act of moving money or not furloughing staff and X and Y and Z. But the reality is, no one knows how any of these clubs are really being run in terms of financials. No one knows which club needs money and which club doesn't. So what's going to happen now is that everyone's made assumptions. The society has forced the football clubs to act in a certain way, and there's going to be massive repercussions. That's it.
Absolutely.
There's going to be clubs going out of business like nothing now because there was already an issue with lower league clubs anyway before the coronavirus. Let's not forget Bury and Bolton, bro. Bolton must be fully out of business now. They have to be.
They have to be.
Because Bolton was already on flipping shoestrings at the time before this happened. And that's just them two. I think there's going to be, in the next 3 or 4 years, there's going to be clubs like that's just going to be out of business. And that leads even to the transfer market. I can't see, I don't even understand.
It's going to be loans and that. I don't know. Barcelona thing for Lautaro, bruv. They're saying that Barca are giving them 2 players, bruv.
What?
For Martinez, blood. They're saying that Barca are trading in 2 players and money for a player from Inter, bruv. That's what I mean. Like, it's a trading thing now, blood. Man are not paying.
That's what it's got to be. Like, the reality is, can you see? That's what I'm saying. When I see these these reports about Sancho 150 M's, blah blah blah, I'm like, bro, do we really think all of these clubs are going to be banging out big boy money at this point with no compensation scheme confirmed from these from the government for their piece? The amount of money they've lost, this is the perfect opportunity for clubs to be like, you know what, you need to work with what you got. That's it. That's the perfect opportunity. I'll be surprised if this transfer market that's coming up is not, to be honest, I don't even know how the transfer market is going to work, because whenever this season finishes,
it's going to be like the NBA. It's
only going to be a couple of weeks. The transfer market is just going to be carrying on while the games are going on. That's it.
It's going to be trades, probably. Like, you're just going to have to be swapping players.
That's it.
You know what I mean? So I don't know how it's going to work, bro. But that's what I mean. There's so much complexity here to the situation. Saying that it has to finish, and it has to finish in this, that, and the other. There's so many financial repercussions either way. The only way, that you can make sure these financial repercussions don't take place is if the government just front the money, bro. That's the only way, because then everyone gets their money. Because if everyone don't get their money, bro, like it's mayhem. Like literally, you think about it, teams will go out of business. They will no longer exist, bro. Like this, that's the level that we're talking.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like literally, these man, even if their tickets are £10, their man are relying on that £10 a head every week. And all these weeks that we haven't played, they're losing out on all of this money.
100%.
They need to, if we decide to play the games again and they're still behind doors, they're still not getting that money. So how do they get the money?
Bro, a lot of these clubs, they're not literally, they ain't got no big sponsorship deals. They're only making P's from gate receipts and them burgers. Do you know what I'm saying?
Selling kits.
Yeah, that's it. Selling kits, selling hot dogs, selling burgers. That's it.
Exactly. And if your club shop's not open and that you ain't selling kits, you ain't selling burgers because there's no games, there's no fans at the games. You're not selling tickets, there's no fans at the games. So even if they bring the league back, that doesn't take away the problem that these men are still losing money.
No, it don't. It don't at all.
Because they still have to pay their players. So either way, these teams need their money. Do you see what I'm saying? So even just bringing it back doesn't solve all the problems. If anything, that makes even more problems. Because then you have to think about players getting injured, players potentially getting ill, and then potentially could sue the FA. Imagine if you've been in your yard with your family this whole time, and then you go back to work, and then you get ill, and then you're on a flipping what are they called, them incubator things or whatever, a ventilator. Imagine you end up on a ventilator fighting for your life in intensive care because you went back to work because they rushed you back for TV money. Yeah, you could sue these, man.
That's the thing. People need to remember this. Football's still like every other employment, like any other job. Like if this happened in any other sport, that's why it always makes me laugh when man like Boris comes out, and the way they talk about footballers is almost like they're puppets, like they're monkeys. Like like they need to. They're like, oh yeah, we need football back, so because we need entertainment and stuff. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Which is true, 100%. Let's not forget though that these man, that would you work in an X or Y place, would you just accept a company calling you and forcing you have to come into work and you have to come here now? Do you know what I'm saying? And you have to expose yourself, because there's a lot of players, like Aguero's come out and said it, that he's scared.
Bro, what about this? What about, the Premier League says, we're resuming on June the 19th, and the players say, you know what, don't want to play. What now?
You know, I've been asked this question before, and the reality is, here's the answer. Yeah, the reality is the players tough luck. If you don't play, there'll be a player in your team that will play, and they'll take.
But then what happens if your team? Imagine, look at Man United. What if Bruno, Harry Maguire, and like and De Gea say, you know what? Fuck this, bruv. You know what I mean? I've got family at home. Don't want to play. And then United end up missing out on Champions League football. Then what happens? Then the fans turn on these players when really they shouldn't be made to play anyway. The younger players won't mind playing, but if you've got 4 kids at home and a wife, you're not gonna want to risk it. Why would you? You know what I mean? All the young lads will be like, yeah, fuck it, I'll go out and play. But all the guys with responsibilities, I'll see videos of Lionel Messi sitting at home with his kids, playing with his kids. Do you think he wants to go back to work now? When man is still dropping dead outside? Of course he doesn't. Do you see what I mean? So it's like, again,
while you're saying that, there's an 8 p.m. clap what's going on now. So
they're still doing that?
Yeah, every Thursday, isn't it?
Ah, mate, you know what I'm saying, bro. You know what I'm saying? If I work for the NHS, bro, I'll just walk into a shop, bro, and I'll fill up my basket, and then I'll just say, like I'll clap in it. You let me walk out, bro. You don't need money, innit? You don't need money, bro. Because man can pay with claps now, innit? You don't know that? Them claps
are well, boy.
Bro, if they done it for the first week, it would have been fine. And then that's cool, innit, as an acknowledgement. But now it's getting patronizing, innit? Like, go and bring them food when they're doing the 24-hour shifts or something if you want to help them, innit? Like help them like that. But clapping for them outside your yard and then having a chat with your neighbor and that.
And then going back in and carrying on.
You know what I mean? They were clapping for the NHS, and then I saw a video of them man on London Bridge and that, like congregating, like it looked like carnival, blah. Like if you want to help the NHS, stay in your house. You know, like that.
For
clap
real.
Inside, blood. Don't even go outside to clap. You know, like that. Man,
that's
up on the street.
That's the generation we're in now. Just people who talk more. They talk, but they don't do anything.
They do. Bro, like, we're in a generation where it's more about what it looks like than what it is, isn't it? Like there'll be like a group of 1,000 people clapping, and we'll be like, we're not meant to be in groups of more than 2. But there's 1,000 of you, but because you're clapping, it's all right.
Yeah.
It's bullshit. You know what I mean? It's bullshit. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. With this football thing, there's no right way of doing it. There's no way of doing it where people aren't going to feel aggrieved. So someone has to make an executive decision. And I'm glad I don't have to be that guy, innit? But either way, these smaller clubs need their money. Teams like Man United will be fine. Do you know what I mean? But if you're like Leyton Orient or something like that, you need them gate receipts. You need that money.
Boy, I don't know. I think this is the one part that I can't see I can't see government like sorting out these clubs, because I think we're talking about such a level of cost. I think even Leyton Orient and clubs in the 2nd or 3rd tier are losing millions. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's a lot. Do you know what I'm saying? Millions of pounds of compensation is a lot for one club. Multiply that by 92 clubs in a football league. Do you know what I'm saying? Because end of the day, as much as you say Man United will be okay, if you give one club something, all the other clubs will be like, hold on a second, why are we not getting anything?
Yeah, but then there's got to be a threshold. You have to say, if your turnover is beneath this amount, then you're
but then what about the clubs that have done well? It's a tough one, you know. It's a tough, because then I was gonna say, what about clubs that are not in the Premier League, so maybe the Championship below? But then you get clubs like Norwich and Bournemouth that are they're doing better. They're pretty much Championship level clubs in terms of size and where they are, and their turnover and the size of their club. But look at where they are. Do you know what I'm saying? They're unfortunately in the Premier League, where they're seen as a big club that are okay. But don't be surprised. Clubs like that could just go under.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro, it can happen, innit? And as I said, these men, like, they're not Premier League clubs in terms of the stature of these clubs. They're there. The status is Premier League, but they're still running like Championship club. Let's
say that football comes back now, yeah? What's your top? Who's finishing top 4? What's your order?
We are for sure.
What's your order of top 6 from 1 to 6?
I don't know, but I know we're finishing.
Well, I'll be real. I think Man United, 100%. I think Man United, and I'll also say Tottenham, only because Tottenham are. I'm not going to say they've benefited from this situation, because no one has, but
they have their injuries.
Let's not forget, bro. Their team was. I don't know how they.
Bro,
they would have finished mid-table if the season carried on. And now suddenly they got their full strength team back. Everyone's back now. And do you know what I mean? Like Harry Kane wasn't going to see the light of day again this season. Do you know what I'm saying? But now you're going to have literally their full strength squad back. So like we said, it's all going to be a game of fitness. But I think teams like Tottenham, if they hit the ground running, and this is where it comes back down to what you were saying about management. Do you know what I'm saying? It comes down to who can manage that group of players. This is going to be almost like a tournament mode now.
Yeah.
Like, can you manage how, like, some of these managers, like Ollie needs to maybe call up Gareth Southgate and learn how he manages.
It's a 9-game thing, isn't it? So it's going to be like knockouts.
Bro, it's a 9-game thing where you might have to be sitting with them or be with them in that city, in and around them, wherever you're going to play for the next 2 weeks. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right. It's going to be like a tournament.
Can you manage them properly? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's true. I never thought about it that way. It's going to be like a tournament.
For real.
When the football comes back. So I think it'll come down to, I just think player-wise, Man United just have enough. Just have enough. You know what I mean? If Pogba and Rashford are back, I think that alone guarantees points, bro. You know what I mean? Guarantees it. No coaching or not, bro. These men don't need coaching. The level of these ballers, bro. When you think about Rashford, Martial, Pogba, Bruno, Maguire, De Gea, bro, Basaka, bro, come on, Fred. Hey, there's enough man there, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Just turning names off. If everyone's fit, that Manchester United squad is as good as there is in the league, bro. Bar Manchester City, bro. Like, if everyone's fit. Do you know what I'm saying? 1 to 20. Do you know what I mean? So if United don't finish in the top 4 when they come back, like, bruv, questions need to be asked, innit?
Yeah, for real.
It, bro. But yeah, man, we'll wrap up there, bro. That was a nice way to wrap it, bro. But it was good catching up, bro.
Yes, man. We need to do it again. There's a lot of other stuff to talk about.
100%, bro. Next week we could go again,
yeah,
bro.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do next week. Let's see. Hopefully, we're gonna have less restrictions this after next week, innit? But we'll see whether or not.
There's less restrictions, but I'm still socially distancing from people, blood. You know them. You don't get that, bruv. Like, honestly, I don't trust people until the gyms are open. Yeah, like,
yeah,
I ain't trusting people, blood.
These times, man, them are rubbing their hands all over handlebars and that, and then high fiving you.
You see what I mean? I'm not really on that, so it's gonna be the same.
Yeah, no, it's needed, isn't it? It's needed. But yeah, let's do it. Let's do it next week or something for real.
100, bro. Definitely, let's do it next week. You know, like when a new console comes out, you never buy it first. You wait for all of them to have the glitches and the faults, and then you buy it after. Just like when a new phone comes out, blood. So just because they open the doors, don't mean I'm going outside. I'm gonna wait for people to catch the Rona and drop first, yeah, and then see if it's safe. You know, like that.
Them guinea pig things.
Yeah, bro. Hey, when the new iPhone comes out, you never copy it on the day, blood.
Never copy it. Wait
give it a month. New iOS update, yeah, man's gonna wait to download that. Everyone's phone crashes. I'm like, yeah, I'm still
wait till it forces you for that. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's it, man. I have to wait, yeah, until there's no reason for me to be in my yard no more.
For real.
Like, I'm getting restless, but I'm not at the point where, like, I hate it and I need to get out. Do you know what I mean? So I just
bro. At the end of the day, we're blessed as human beings to be in an era though where there's so much still to do because of the internet, innit? There's so much to do, there's still so much to interact with that end of the day you could still not, there's so much to do, you cannot find yourself bored unless you want to, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? Even though you are stuck inside, like you're restless 100% because there's still needs you need outside of your house, innit? But end of the day, there's so much to do, there's so much to learn. And that's the same for anyone who's listening. Do you know what I'm saying? There's so much to learn and do from. You can pretty much search anything online and learn that craft or learn. This is the opportunity for people to do that. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I feel like if this was 50 years ago, bro, then it would be mad. Do you know what I'm saying?
It really is what I'm saying, bro. Like you've got streaming, you've got music, you've got television, you've got all these other things. Yeah, like, I mean, there are people giving free courses. I think Harvard are giving free online courses and stuff. Like
Exactly.
the stuff that you can be doing while you're at home, innit? It's not like you're sitting in there playing with abacuses and that, like, bro. You know what I mean? It's 2020, blood. Man, you're playing
4 against yourself in that.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, there's so much stuff to do in the yard. Do you know what I mean? And you can still get out and get your exercise. I'm not in a hurry for things to get back to normal if people are still dying, bruv. It don't make sense.
For real.
Don't make
Agreed.
sense. So do you know what I mean? Like I'm definitely gonna give it another month, looking at like how things are going and that before I even think about normality, bro. You know them.
For
So
real.
yeah, bro. Like next week we'll definitely link up,
Yeah,
bro.
bro.
Like
Let's do it next week, innit?
yeah, that's calm, bro.
Yeah, bro.
All
All right.
right, big up everyone in the comments as well. Big up for the super chats and that. And yeah, man, you'll see a bit more of this still. So I'll catch you lot in a bit. Respect.